Hey there, welcome to Local Legends. I hope you're doing well. This time, we're going to be uncovering the story of some historical royalty that's buried next to a main road. Here you join me on this picturesque patch of land. It's next to an A road, a Lidl, a train line, and a chain pub. Yeah, it's not exactly an area of outstanding natural beauty, is it? Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a crematorium, a sewage plant, and a tip nearby, so, yeah. So, why am I here in this most decadent of locales? Well, believe it or not, genuine English royalty is buried beneath our feet. No, I'm not joking. Let's head back through the ages to the 5th century, when this land probably looked a bit more like this. Lush open fields, a distinct lack of constant road noise, and endless opportunity. This is probably what the Saxons were thinking when they came across the North Sea from Europe. If you're enjoying the video so far and would like to see more local legends, it would mean the world if you subscribed and gave this video a like. Now, back to the Saxons. In the years following Roman desertion of Britain, people from modern-day Denmark, Germany and the Netherlands set up shop in southern and eastern Britain. These were the Anglo-Saxons, and they would be a defining force in what would become England for the next 600 years. One of these titular groups was the Angles, whose influence can still be felt today in East Anglia, and from the name of the country itself, England. The other were the Saxons, who set up kingdoms all around the south of the country. Today, we'll be focusing on the kingdom of the East Saxons, or as it's better known today, Essex. Founded in the 6th century, this kingdom spanned from the Roman ruins of Colchester and London, reaching further than what would be considered the Essex of today. Comparatively to other Saxon kingdoms, a whole lot isn't known about Essex. It never had its own Anglo-Saxon chronicle, which have been paramount to our modern-day understanding of Anglo-Saxon life. What we know for sure, even if the information is a little foggy, is that this kingdom did exist, and the proof for that is right here beneath my feet. Under this mound here is the possible resting place of East Saxon royalty, and the context clues it provides can tell us a great deal about who it may have belonged to. Here you can see a commemorative plaque which dates this mound as belonging to the Prittlewell Prince, and here next to it a visual representation of the inside of the tomb. When a road widening scheme was proposed for this land in the early 2000s, archaeologists from the Museum of London Archaeologists were luckily able to search this land, as suspicions for a find in this area were high. What they didn't anticipate though was the scale of what was hiding under the ground. I was lucky enough to see some of these finds in the Southend Central Museum, which has a permanent exhibit housing much of what has been found. The decadence of some of these finds speaks to the tomb of someone of prestige. One of the items in particular, a flagon, basically a jug, is not thought to have been made anywhere near here. It's more likely to have been made closer to Damascus in Syria than Prittlewell. Perhaps then, our entombed prince had far-reaching connections with the greater world of the time. With the decadent gifts left behind for the deceased, it's long been thought that this was the tomb of an East Saxon king called Sabert, who, according to legend, was the founder of Westminster Abbey. In recent years, however, the general consensus among the historical community has shifted slightly. This tomb is now believed to have been the burial site of Sabert's brother, Saxa, who doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Much of what was found has allowed historians and archaeologists to approximately date when this burial took place, going by the hottest burial trends of the time. Items like the golden ceremonial belt buckle point to it taking place in the 6th or 7th century, when compared to similar burials such as Sutton Hoo. Carbon dating of the site means they're pretty certain this burial took place sometime between the years 575 and 605. What's more intriguing is the apparent blending of Christian and pagan burial rites that were seemingly used here. Inside the excavated burial, 2 golden crosses, essential Christian iconography, were found on a stained patch of mud. This dark stain and a few pieces of tooth enamel are all that remains of the person this chamber was constructed for. However, the gold crosses remained. It's most likely they were placed over the deceased's eyes. This remains a somewhat of a mystery, as it's widely recognised that the first major envoy of Christian pilgrims to Anglo-Saxon England came around a decade or so after our prince's burial. What we may be seeing here is that history is never as simple as dates in a book. There's layers upon layers of nuance that not even the most seasoned of chroniclers could summarise. Could it have something to do with the strong connection between Essex and Kent of the time, considering Kent's king had recently converted to Christianity? Or could it be representative of a growing connection between Essex and mainland Europe? Who can say? What we do know for sure is that they named a chain pub after him. So I'm going to go have a pint in your honour, mate. Cheers for that. Ta-ra!